Welcome to Pulse 24. Today, OpenAI builds its own chip. Ford brings back the humans. And Google teaches one model to use a computer. So OpenAI just announced its first piece of custom silicon. And I assumed it was a rival to NVIDIA for training the next giant model.
Close, but the other direction, Nate. The chip, codenamed Jalapeno, is built only for inference, which means it runs models that are already trained rather than training them. OpenAI and Broadcom unveiled it on the 24th of June. And OpenAI designed the chip itself, with Broadcom supplying the silicon and networking.
And why does inference rather than training get the first custom chip?
OpenAI says it is chasing better performance per watt and lower running costs than general-purpose graphics processors. The same logic that pushed Amazon and Google to build their own silicon and cut their reliance on NVIDIA.
9 months from design to tape out sounds suspiciously fast. So how much of this is real versus a press release?
OpenAI calls it the fastest such cycle yet in advanced semiconductors. And engineering samples are already running its own workloads in the lab, including a model it calls GPT 5.3 Codex Spark. That said, these are OpenAI's own figures. It says early performance per watt is substantially better than current hardware. But final numbers are still being measured, with a technical report to follow.
So what is the realistic timeline before anyone is actually running on this?
Broadcom's chief executive, Hock Tan, says it will deploy at gigawatt scale with Microsoft and other partners. And OpenAI targets first deployment by the end of 2026. The thing to watch is whether it ships on schedule, because custom silicon programs often slip between tape-out and volume production.
Staying with the limits of automation, Ford apparently leaned hard into AI for quality control, then quietly rehired a load of veteran engineers.
It did. Bloomberg reported on the 25th of June that Ford brought back about 350 veterans over 3 years, nicknamed the Greybeards, after an aggressive push to automate design and inspection fell short. Ford's chief operating officer, Kumar Galhotra, said it had leaned more and more on automated quality systems with disappointing results. And the specialists now hunt for failure points before a part ever reaches the plant floor.
So what actually went wrong? Was the AI just not good enough?
Ford's engineering vice president, Charles Poon, said the company mistakenly believed that just adding artificial intelligence to its existing requirements would produce a high-quality product. The deeper flaw was that Ford automated before its veterans' know-how was ever written down. So the AI just scaled up the gaps instead of catching them.
And did bringing the humans back actually move the numbers? Or is this just a nice story?
It worked, at least on paper. By Ford's own account, it became the top mainstream brand in this year's J.D. Power Initial Quality Study, its first time in 16 years. It logged 152 problems per 100 vehicles, down from 193 a year earlier, and says the wider fix should cut costs by about $1 billion this year.
Is there a catch buried in those quality numbers?
There is. That study measures owner-reported problems in the first 90 days, not recalls. And Ford has recalled about 11 million vehicles this year, the most of any United States car maker.
And to be fair, Ford isn't abandoning AI here, is it?
No, it is using people to improve the training data. And it added a 40-person software quality team, plus more than 100,000 automated tests.
Meanwhile, in agents, Google has put what it calls computer use directly inside Gemini 3.5 Flash. So the model can actually drive a screen.
Right, as of the 24th of June, one Flash model can see a screen and act across browser, mobile and desktop, instead of handing off between a reasoning model and a separate agent model.
For a builder, why does folding it into one model matter?
Fewer moving parts. You run and secure one model instead of two, which cuts latency and points of failure. And it is in the Gemini interface now as the successor to the standalone model from October 2025. On capability, Google's blog that day reports 78.4 on the OS World verified benchmark for screen control, against GPT 5.5's 78.7.
A 0.3 gap sounds like a tie, so should builders trust that leaderboard?
Treat it carefully, because every score on that board is self-reported by the model's maker, with no independent verification as of late June.
What about safety, given this thing can click around on its own?
There are two optional enterprise safeguards: a confirmation step before sensitive actions, and an automatic halt if it detects a prompt injection. But Google is candid, these are not enough alone. It calls the approach defense in depth, and it shipped a reference implementation and a hosted demo so developers can add their own sandboxing and human checks.
Two quick ones to close. First, South Korea has put serious money on the table.
According to Reuters, on the 29th of June, South Korea unveiled a $651 billion AI and chip investment plan, anchored by a new semiconductor hub in the southwest. The open question is whether those projects get firm sites and timelines, since the headline figure spans several years and several unconfirmed plans.
And the second, a rather pointed accusation from Anthropic.
Reuters reported on the 24th of June that Anthropic accused Alibaba of illicitly extracting Claude's capabilities through roughly 28.8 million exchanges, a technique called distillation. Those are Anthropic's claims, made in a letter to a United States Senate committee. So, what matters now is whether Alibaba responds and whether lawmakers act.
That is The Pulse for this week. Thanks for listening. Stay curious, stay informed. See you next time.